Good morning, Year 6, and welcome to Tuesday's maths lesson. Now, as part of your activities yesterday, you were looking at squared numbers, and part of the task started to look at something that's behind me here that says cube numbers. And it was a bit of a test as to, could you figure out what I meant by a cubed number yesterday? So, what I've got here is a starter activity just to test what you learned yesterday. And so I've got some numbers on the board: 8, 1, 17, 3, 9, 12, 18, 27, and 64. And so you're going to have a little look and see which of those numbers that I've got written there, which of them are cube numbers. And I'll give you a clue, there's more than one. Okay, so you are going to use your purple book. You're going to put the short date that's up here, and then you're going to jot down for me the cubed numbers that you can see. Okay, good luck. Off you go. Pause the video. Right, let's see how you got on. So, you should have spotted that 8 is a cubed number because 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 2 is 8. Okay, so we've got a cube number is a number times itself times itself. So 8 is a cube number because 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. Okay, 27 is a cube number because 3 times 3 is 27. 3 times 3 is 9, and 9 times 3 is 27. So 27 is a cubed number. It is the result of a number times itself times itself. Okay, 1 is a cube number because 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. Nice and easy. And then finally, 64 was the last cube number because if you times 4 times 4 times 4, you get 64. 4 times 4 is 16, and 16 times 4 is 24. Well done if you spotted them. Okay, you really impressed me yesterday with your work on multiples. And what we're going to look at today is factors. So let's have a little look at what I mean by a factor then. So it says, can I explain what a factor is? So a factor is one of 2 or more numbers that divides a given number without a remainder. Okay, so I've listed some factors of 20 on the board. So 20 is a multiple of 5 and 4. It's also a multiple of 10 and 2 and 1 and 20. Okay. And the factors of 20 are all of these numbers which will go into 20 and won't leave a remainder. So 5 goes into 20 4 times, 4 goes into 20 5 times, 10 goes into 20 2 times, 1 goes into 20 20 times. And you could say that 20 goes into 20 once, and that 10 goes into 2 goes into 20 10 times. Okay, so that's all about knowing your tables and those corresponding division facts. This is why we keep saying it's really important to keep practicing. So let's have a little look then at what we're going to be doing today. So I have got some numbers down the side here, okay, and we're going to be starting off by thinking about the factors of those numbers. Okay, so we know the factors of 20 because we've just done it, so we can fill that in really quickly. So we know 5, 4, 10, 2, 20, and 1. So all of those numbers go into 20 without leaving any remainders. So let's have a look at 27 then. So we know that 27 goes into 27 and it goes in once. And 1 goes into 27 27 times. So then if I think about my times table, where does 27 appear? Well, in my 3 and my 9 times table. So 3 and 9 are factors of 27. So if I think about 12, what are the factors of 12? Well, I think about my tables. So I know that 12 and 1, okay, 27 and 1, 20 and 1, okay, you see a pattern there. And then I know that 12 appears in my 3 times table and my 4 times table. So 3 and 4 are factors of 12 because they go into 12 without leaving any remainders. And then I also know that 12 appears in my 6 times table and my 2 times table. So 12 is a factor, 6 and 2 are factors of 12. Okay, last one at the bottom. Let's have a little look then. Oh no, I've got 2 more. Oh, that's exciting. Okay, so 15. So I know 15 and 1. And if I think about 15, where does it appear in my table, in my times tables? Well, it appears in my 5 times table and my 3 times table. So I know that 5 and 3 are factors of 15. And then finally, I've got 11 here. Now, poor 11 hasn't got very many factors at all. That's because it's a very special number. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute. Okay, so 11 only appears in the 11 times table, and 11 times 1 is 11. So that's why 11 has only got 2 factors, 11 and 1. Okay, so moving on. Let's have a look then. Okay, you've got this first task here. So in your purple books, in a moment, you're going to pause the video, and then just like I did on the page before, you are going to list me any factors of 16. So think about, where does 16 appear in the times tables? Same for 21, 24, 48, and 64. So in your purple book, you will put number 1, 16, and then afterwards you'll list all of the factors of 16. Please put a comma between the numbers. So, for example, we know that 16 and 1 are factors of 16. So I would put 16 like that and 1 there. And then if there's some more, I would put commas going on. Okay. And the clue, there are some more. Okay, so have a little look at those. Purple book, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you are going to list me all the factors of those numbers. Let's see if you can spot them all. Okay, pause your video. Off you go. Right, okay, did you manage to spot them all? Let's see. So 16 appears in our 4 times table. So 4 is a factor. It also appears in our 2 times table and our 8 times table. So you should have got those. Okay. 21, well, we have 21 and 1, and we have 7 and 3. 24, well, we've got 24, we've got 1, we've got 2 times 12, okay. We've got a 3 times table and 8. We've got our 4 times table, and we've got our 6 times table as well. So lots and lots of factors for 24. So did you spot all of those? All right. Doesn't appear in a 5 times table or a 9 times table. Okay, nor 10s nor 11s. So there's our factors. Let's have a look at 48 then. So we know 48 and 1. We know that 2 times 24 is 48. We know that 4 times 12 is 48. So they 12 and 4 will go into 48 without leaving any remainders. Okay, I also know that 6 times 8 is 48. So we would have those as well. Okay. You do have to be careful of these ones as well. And I will always say, if it is an even number, a bit of a hint for the future, when you're looking for factors, is very often these are divisible by 2. So do have a little look and see. Okay. And if it's divisible by 2, very often it's divisible by 4, etc. So do have do double check. Okay. So some of you might have missed that one. Okay, but it's there. Okay, 64 then. So we've got 64 and we've got 1. Okay, so if I think about that as we've done before, we've got 2 and 32. Okay, and you might have missed those ones. Okay, and then we know that 8 eighths are 64. So I can put 8 in there as well. Okay, so we've got those factors of 64. Now, you've warmed up with factors, so you're now going to have a little look at these numbers here. Okay, now 11 we did over the page. So you'll leave a line and then you're going to put 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and you'll put the number. Now over the page, remember, and we found it only got that. So I want you to have a little look at these numbers and see if you can spot. What do you notice about these numbers? There's something about them. They're special in a way. Okay. Pause the video, have a go. Okay, year 6, let's have a little look, see if you spotted what is special about these numbers. Well, 7 only appears in the 7 times table, so it only has 7 and 1. 23, well, if we had a 23 times table that we were learning in our TT Rockstars, we would spot that it only 23 and 1 would be factors. Okay, 13. Only 13 and 1. And then 5 only appears in the 5 times table. So only 5 and 1. So if you notice, what did you notice here? They only have 2 factors. Only have 2 factors. That is 1 and itself. And these are called something called special numbers. Whoops. Oh, it went all over the place. Or to behave. So, prime. Okay, they are called prime numbers. Prime numbers. And they only have 2 factors. 1 and themselves. Okay, so let's have a little look at what you're going to be doing next then. So if you remember, yesterday we did a similar exercise with multiples, and we had a Venn diagram, and then anything that was common to both went in the center here. So what we're going to have a little look at, we've got the numbers 1 to 35, and we've got to put them in the correct place on the diagram. So first thing, I can put my numbers around the outside. Well, no, I won't. We'll just go through them because I think we'll end up with numbers everywhere and we'll get confusing. So start with the number 1. So number 1 is a factor of 24 and 35, so it go in there. 2. Well, 2 is an even number. It won't go into 35, but it'll go into 24. Okay, 3. 3 will go into 24, but it won't go into 35. So 3 goes there. 4, that will go into 24, but not into 35. 5, that is a factor of 35 because 5 times 7 is 35. So 5 goes here. 6 doesn't go into 35, but it does go into 24. 7, well, we know that 7 times 5 is 35, so it goes there. It doesn't go in here. Okay, 8. 8 3's are 24, so 8 will go over here. 9, well, 9 doesn't go into 24 and it doesn't go into 35, so it will go here. 10, equally, doesn't go into them without leaving remainders. 11 needs to go on the outside too. 12, well, 12 goes into 24. 13, well, 2 13s are 26. So won't go into any of them. So 13, and we already know because it only has 2 factors, 1 in itself. So 13 would go around the outside. 14, so double 14 is 28, so won't go into any of those, so 14. 15, no, because 2 15s are 30. Oh, so I was putting my answer of 2 15s and not putting 15. Okay, 16, double 16 is 32, so 16 needs to go around the outside. 17, well, that's 34, so 17 would go around the outside there. 18, that would go into 36. 19, that would go into 38. 20 would be on the outside. 21 wouldn't go. 22. Okay, and 23. I've done 23 already, and so on. And we'd keep going till we get to 35. So we would have lots of numbers around the outside on here up to 35, and we'd have 24 would go in there because it's a factor of itself. 35 would go in there, but any of the numbers between 22, so 22, 23, any numbers after 24 till we get to 35, they would be round the outside of the diagram. Okay, so there you can see how we've placed those numbers on really carefully on our diagram. Let's have a look at what I want you to do then. So you're going to do a little task from the board. So, it's nice, you've only got the numbers 1 to 18. So you've got to decide, are the numbers 1 to 18, is it a factor of 12? Is it a factor of 18? Does it go in the centre because it's a factor of both? So you are going to leave a line. You're going to draw yourself your little Venn diagram. You're going to put any factors of 12 here, any factors of 18 there. Anything that's a factor of both goes in the middle there, and then anything that isn't a factor of any of them goes around the outside. You've seen how we've done it on the previous one. Have a little go. Pause the video. Okay, let's have a look how you did then. So 1 obviously goes in the middle. 2 goes into 12 6 times into 18 9. So 2 goes in the centre. Okay, let's have a look at 3 then. Well, 3 goes into 12 4 times and it goes into 18 6 times. So 3, oh, we're getting lots in the centre. Didn't get any, did we, apart from 1 in the previous one. So let's have a look at 4 then. Well, 4 goes into 12, but it doesn't go into 18. So 4 would go there. 5 isn't a multiple of either of those. 5, sorry, isn't a factor. I'm getting my factors and multiples. Going mad. 5 isn't a factor, so it goes around the outside. 6 goes into 12 twice and into 18 3 times, so 6 goes here. 7, no, isn't a factor of 12 because it would leave remainders. Isn't a factor of 18 because it would leave remainders too. So 7 would go round the outside. 8, no, doesn't go into any of those. So 8 would go there. 9, well, it doesn't go into 12, but 9 2s are 18, so 9 would go there. Okay. 10, no, it would leave remainders. 11, no. 12 is a factor of 12. 13, no, we know it's a prime number, just like 11. 14, no. 15, no. 16, no. 17, no. And then 18 goes there. So that's what you should have got in your little task today. Okay, let's hope that you got it right. I'm sure that you did. So let's move on then. So what you are going to do today in your book is you're going to complete book 5, your maths book 5. You're looking at page 10 and you're going to have a look at question 4. Then you're going to move to page 11 in that same book and you're going to do questions 2 and 4. So you're looking at book 5, pages 10, question 4, and page 11, questions 2 and 4. And when you've done that, you're going to have a little go at the challenges at the bottom. And I've been very, very sneaky with this. So let's have a look. So I've given you 4 answers, A, B, C, D, and I've given you a little question. So you've got to work out which number below is a factor of 24, so it goes into 24 without leaving any remainders, but it isn't a multiple of 8. Okay. So it's not a multiple of 8, but it is a factor of 24. Okay, which of those numbers is it? And here, number 2, which number below, A, B, C, or D, is a factor of 20 but not a multiple of 5? Ooh, Mrs. Heavey, these are tricky. And then finally, number 3, which number below is a factor of 12 but not a multiple of 3? So you have got 3 tricky little questions there to have a little go at, and I am sure you're going to do amazingly well with those. So remember, task today, book 5, page 10, you're only doing question 4 on it. Page 11, questions 2 and 4, and then you're going to do in your purple book the 3 little puzzles at the bottom. Good luck, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.